What's happening, guys? Hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're excited for some meal prep today. One of the most common questions I've gotten over the years is if I have meal prep recipes or if I'll do more meal prep recipes. And it's something that I personally don't do a lot of, which is why we haven't done much of it on the channel, but it's something that I want to do more of and also do more of on the channel. And I think today's low carb Chinese chicken fried rice recipe is a really great starting point to do that because it's so easy, guys. It's like less than 30 minutes easy. We're gonna be making 6 meals, which is over a work week worth of meals, and it's 11 out of 10 delicious. I think you guys are totally gonna dig this. All right, so to do this meal prep super easy and super convenient, guys, we're gonna be using already riced cauliflower. We're using cauliflower instead of regular rice to keep the calories lower and keep the carbs lower. Now, instead of ricing cauliflower ourselves, which takes a bunch of time and then you gotta clean up afterwards, we're just gonna be using frozen bags of already riced cauliflower. And if you can find a bag that has all the stuff that you want in your egg fried rice, that's even a bonus. This green giant cauliflower medley, it's awesome. And it's got all that stuff in it. It's got the green peas, the carrots, the scallions, the yellow onions. Highly recommend checking this stuff out. The calories on it are awesome. 25 calories a serving, 5 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber, 2 grams of protein. But with that being said, I realize not everybody's gonna be able to find this at the grocery store. Just try to find something similar, guys. I just want to make you aware that this is out there. So if you can find this, get it. But if you can't, pretty much every grocery store has a plain riced cauliflower that's frozen in a bag. And if you can find this, grab some of this and just add about a cup of frozen peas and carrots to your 12 cups of your plain riced cauliflower. All right, let's get this meal prep show on the road, guys. First thing you wanna do is take out 3 medium to large size chicken breasts, something about this size. And then what you wanna do is just take a pair of kitchen shears and just trim away all the excess fat and grizzle from your breasts. Okay, so we're looking good, guys. We got our pile of grizzle and fat over here. Our chicken breasts are all trimmed up and looking lean. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our kitchen shears again, and this is why it's so nice to have a pair of kitchen shears instead of having to use a knife. And we're just gonna chop up our chicken breasts into tiny little pieces using our shears. By the way, guys, this is totally a workout. I've got a forearm pump going on. My forearm is just totally pumped. So expect that, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. All right, so our chicken breast is looking good. We got some tiny bite-sized pieces here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer our chicken into our bowl here, turn our food scale on. That's gonna automatically put our scale to 0. It's gonna tar out the bowl, and we're gonna figure out how much chicken we're actually using in today's meal prep recipe. This is important because this is gonna help you determine how many calories and how much protein is actually in your meal prep. So just before you cook your chicken, weigh it out on your food scale, just like this. All right, so we've got all the uncooked chicken in our bowl here, guys. And I wanna make a point of saying uncooked because it's super important when you're entering the value of how much this weighs into MyFItnessPal. So it's 1.75, 1 3/4 pound of uncooked chicken breast. I just wanna make that distinction clear, guys, because if you put in 1.75 pounds of cooked chicken breast as the value for the amount of chicken we're using in today's recipe, that would be way more calories and way more grams of protein than we're actually using in the recipe. Because as you cook meat, it weighs less and less. The juices cook out of the meat. So it's very important that you use the uncooked weight because cooked, this is gonna weigh significantly less than 1.75 pounds. I've got all of my riced veggies open and ready to go here. I'm gonna turn up my stove to about medium heat, medium high. Gonna get some baking spray out over here, and we are gonna coat this huge wok with some baking spray. We've got the wok coated in baking spray. We're just gonna add our riced cauliflower medley, and it doesn't matter. I mean, you could defrost this if you'd like. Doesn't really matter though, guys. I'm just gonna get all of this in here. As you can hear, it's already starting to cook away. All right, so we've got all of our cauliflower in there. We're gonna let this cook away and defrost a little bit. Now we're gonna get our chicken going and turn this pan up to about medium high heat. Spray this with a little bacon spray. And now we're gonna add our chicken. Then what you wanna do, guys, is just take a wooden spatula and evenly spread this out in your pan. Now what we're doing, guys, is we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of some soy sauce. I'm just using the cap as my tablespoon measurement. This is about a capful. And we're just gonna add this here to our cauliflower rice. Now, once you've got that in there, we're gonna work the soy sauce in with the cauliflower rice. All right, so I think we've got all of the soy sauce incorporated with our cauliflower rice. Now we'll just let this keep cooking and we'll check on our chicken. You just wanna check on it every couple of minutes, just kind of work it around with your spatula so it cooks evenly and you don't overcook any side, you don't undercook your chicken. What you wanna look for is all of this is gonna be white. You see how we have some pink spots on our chicken? Obviously you want all of the pink to kind of disappear and turn to white. That's when you're gonna know your chicken's done cooking. All right, so while the chicken and cauliflower is cooking away over there, we're gonna get our eggs together. Well, egg beaters, because I'm gonna be using sesame oil later in the recipe, and I wanna keep the fats sort of under control. I don't wanna go too crazy with the fats with this meal prep, but if you don't care about that kind of thing, you can totally just use regular eggs, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weigh out 300 grams of some egg beaters. In terms of how many eggs that would be, that's 6 whole eggs, guys. So if you wanna use a mix of like 3 whole eggs and 150 grams of egg beaters, that's probably a decent ratio to use. Or if you wanna use just all eggs and you don't care about how much fat there is in the recipe, just use 6 eggs, guys. So I was just about to add my eggs in here, guys, but I noticed there was some water in my wok. Just make sure that all of the water from your cauliflower cooks out of the wok. If you have any in there, you just wanna make sure that totally cooks away. So what we're gonna do now is go ahead and add our egg beaters or eggs or half egg beaters, half eggs, whatever you're doing. We can just start stirring all of that into our cauliflower rice. Check that out, guys. How good does that fried rice look? We're steaming up the lens, I think. That is looking super tasty. Now what we're gonna do is add our chicken into our wok here. So just gonna go ahead and add all of our chicken, and then we can stir our chicken into our cauliflower rice. Holding a camera and stirring this is just like a total disaster in terms of the mess I'm making on my stove. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer all of our chicken fried rice now into a super large bowl. We're gonna weigh it out and we're gonna put it in some meal prep containers. So this is pretty much the largest bowl that I own. Get out a really, really large bowl, add it to your food scale, turn on your food scale, that way it's already tarred to 0. And then what you're gonna wanna do is take your big wok of chicken fried rice, and I'm trying not to tip over the camera while I'm doing this, and just add it to your big bowl. That way you can get an accurate measurement of just how many grams of chicken fried rice you've got going on in your wok. Check this out, 1,500 grams on the dot. But there is one final thing I wanna do, and that is add 12 grams of just pure sesame oil to my big bowl. So I've gotta weigh this out. It's harder than it looks, guys. 13, close enough, guys. The last thing you wanna do, guys, is just take a spatula and work all of the sesame oil around your bowl, just to make sure all of your chicken fried rice is covered in sesame oil deliciousness. It is smelling so good, guys, so good right now. So I've got my meal prep containers and my lids here. We've got our scale tarred to 0. Now what we can do is just start getting this fried rice in our container. Like I said, we're gonna be adding 252 grams of chicken fried rice to each container. It's looking pretty good. Now, since we didn't weigh out our chicken after the fact, we're gonna do our best to just eyeball getting an equal amount of chicken in every container. That way, you know, you're having about the same amount of protein in every container. You don't wanna end up with just one bowl of no chicken and all rice is what I'm trying to say. So try to get an equal amount of chicken in every one of your meal prep containers. And by the way, if you need meal prep containers or a food scale or a wok, all that stuff is listed in the video description below if you want to pick up any of that. As far as what you can expect this to look like, guys, that is what your meal prep container is going to look like. Tons of chicken, tons of fried rice, tons of deliciousness, I promise. If you want to heat this up, just 45 seconds to a minute in the microwave, and it's good to go, guys. So before we wrap it up today, guys, I just want to quickly tell you the macros. Macros per container, 288 calories, 41 grams of protein, 11 grams of carbs, 4 of which is fiber, and 7 grams of fat. How great is that? That is like awesome. It's certified 11 out of 10 delicious, guys, and it's so easy to make. Like 30 minutes, you have a week's worth of food, or over a week's worth of food. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you want the full recipe, it's in the video description below, and I will see you guys in the next one.